Hey everyone, wanted to talk to you about autofile naming. Now this is a pretty popular topic that we get a lot of callers come calling in with questions or having issues that we know that autofile naming will fix pretty quickly. Right here I do have a demo site of PointUp. If you notice with the file names that they're all named very similar. One of the common issues with this when you're naming files so close together is the system tries to associate those files together. So if you try to move one of the files, it may move multiple files because they're named so closely, especially when you start using special characters like a period. If you notice in the third and the fourth one, I have frank.2 and frank.2 refile. The system does have a tendency of associating those files, so if I try to move one of those, there's a chance that both of them may be moved to the new folder. Another issue that we see with this is files overwriting one another. If files are created in multiple folders, let's say you have multiple people starting files in different origination folders, although they may already have the auto file naming, if they don't have the prefix in front of them, then they could be overwriting the files when they get into common closed folders or other common folders along the process. So for example, if person one puts a file in the closed folder and person two puts a different file that may happen to have the same file name into the closed folder, person two will overwrite person one's file. So this is auto file naming with the unique prefix will also fix that issue. So to stop this, we do auto file naming. And very particular with the auto file naming is we use a unique identifier for the prefix. So each folder has our own prefix, right? And so to do that, we just log into the Point admin site here. And once you get logged in, you just go to data folders and list data folders. And you go down to the folder that you're looking for and press edit beside that. I'm going to show you how to add the prefix to both the prospect and the borrower side of a folder. Real quick, if you're using Pulse, just want to remind you that you do not need to add the prefix or even the auto file naming to the prospect side of the folder. You'll just need to do the borrower side, as well as make sure that you only add add the auto file naming to the folders that you started out in. So if you have multiple origination folders, maybe one for each branch, add them there. You do not need to add the auto file naming to each and every folder. All right, once you get inside the folder, you should see in the top area, you should see a box that says enable auto file naming. So we're going to check that box. And then the prefix, we're going to put 01 in the first box. Now, if you're using MERS, you may want to adjust the file number length to 2 digits to make sure it stays within 2 digits. And then the second auto file naming, we're going to check that box. We're going to hit 02. I'm going to do the same thing if you're using MERS, because we got to make sure it stays 10 digits. So what this does is anytime you save a file in the demo folder, it'll automatically have 01 or 02 in front of it. So if you saved it in the borrower side, say today, it'll be 02, and then this year, the last 2 digits of the year, a 2-digit month, a 2-digit day, and a 2-digit counter at the end. All right, and so we're hit update. Now, if you have multiple folders that you need to do this in, now we recommend that you do this for every folder that you start files in. You don't want to use the same prefixes. So for the next folders, you'll use 03, 04, and so on and so forth. I do have a second folder I do need to add this to. So I'm just going to go back to data folders and list data folders. Click on edit beside my second folder. And just like I was explaining before, we're going to use 03. Going to get that digit length counter just right. And we're going to use 04 as well. So we got that updated. So this unique prefix is what's going to stop files from being associated with one another. Also, this stops the issue of files overwriting one another as well. So if you ever see that issue, this is a good way of stopping that. All right, so once you have this in place, you just want to restart point. And close point. All right, and once point is open, we'll start a new file. All right, we're going to save the new file. You notice we have the option of using auto file naming. We just hit save. And if you notice that we do have a file name, and it's pretty much a number. Great, I hope this was helpful. Thanks.